Coming up on Chapman News, the fate of Orange County's most notorious murderer very much in doubt. We'll explain how the decision on whether to execute Scott Dekrai has now become a political football.
Plus, Scramble in the Circle, a change to Old Town Orange has some residents seeing red.
And got drugs? Our studio guest has a whole school of them. We'll talk to the dean of the Chapman Pharmacy School about its newly accredited program.
Coming up in entertainment, I'll tell you all about the out of this world characters that will be flocking to Anaheim this weekend. But to give you a hint, they're not from Disneyland. Chapman News starts right now.
And good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Alec Bochner.
And I'm Mallory Leonard. First, we'll take you to the Santa Ana courthouse to learn more about a story that we have been following for 4 years.
A man walks into a Seal Beach salon back in 2011 and within an hour shoots and kills 8 people. Scott Dekrai admitted to Orange County's biggest mass murder. 4 years later, he still hasn't been sentenced, and many of the victims' families want to know why.
Reporter Deborah Kendrick is standing by at the Santa Ana courthouse with details on the delay and why some of the victims' families blame the district attorney.
Alec and Mallory, this case at this point has become very politically driven. I'll break it down for you in just a second as to what the defense and what the district attorney are fighting about. But the bottom line is this shooting happened 3 years ago down in Seal Beach, and victims' families are still wanting to know what Scott Dekrai will be punished with. And quite frankly, the victims' families just want closure.
Scott Dekrai, the most notorious mass murderer in Orange County, is awaiting his fate after pleading guilty to killing 8 people in Seal Beach nearly 4 years ago, the last town one would expect anything of this caliber happening. However, the case is now on hold after the district attorney, Tony Rakakis, who's on the side of the victims' families, was kicked off the case due to mishandling and withholding evidence. Rakakis filed an appeal or reversal in the decision, which could take up to years, delaying the process even more. Family members of those who lost a loved one just want closure.
They should have did it a long time ago, when everything happened. They should have put him at least in prison for life. And that's pretty much it, because it's been 4 years? It'll be 4 years this year. And my whole family is involved, and I lost family. So to me, he's not even breathing on this earth. So
Orange County Judge Thomas Goethals has rescheduled a hearing for the end of July with high hopes that the situation can get resolved. But for now, the victims' families will have to wait until the state reviews the appeal from the district attorney's office, which could take up to several years.
Now, some of the things that the district attorney is accused of is, one, he's actually improperly withholding evidence from the defense. And the second thing is that Scott Dekrai, when he was in jail, he actually occupied a jail cell next to a jailhouse informant. Now, if you're not familiar with what a jailhouse informant is, it's actually a person that is on trial that is actually helping the district attorney get more evidence to use against the defense. And in return, the district attorney is actually going to help lessen his crimes. Now, the district attorney said that this is just purely a coincidence, but the defense is saying absolutely not, that this is not a fair and speedy trial for Scott Dekrai. Now, the judge has rescheduled a hearing for the end of July to go ahead and see where things stand, but as of right now, it could still take up to several years till we know what Scott Dekrai is going to be punished with. Live in Santa Ana, I'm Deborah Kendrick with Chapman News. Back to you, Alec and Mallory, in the studio.
Thanks, Deborah. Pedestrians will soon be a little safer around the Chapman University campus with the installation of a traffic signal. Reporter Julie Martirano explains.
The City of Orange is putting up a traffic signal at the intersection of Glasell Street and Palm Avenue near Chapman University. Construction began March 9th on the estimated 45-day project, but not everyone is happy with it.
I don't think it'll work. I think someone's going to get hurt, and I think it's going to be a bit dangerous. I'm not fighting with them angrily. I just want to make everyone safe.
The purpose of the light is to help with the flow of traffic, which is especially crowded due to student pedestrians.
Because what the problem was, and it always has been, is the students walk one at a time across this four-way stop and clog up the traffic.
Safety is the main concern of the city, but Roy says they're taking it too far with this project, and the signal will ruin the look and feel of the area.
They keep putting up more lights instead of doing, which is a simple thing, is like having a crossing guard. But the light, it's just overkill for what needs here. No one's been hurt here in years, and it's an Old Town Orange too, which is just going to destroy the ambience of Old Town.
Although the construction company declined to speak with us on camera, they did say they want to be mindful of the city's look. The installation features decorative poles consistent with the Old Town design standard. It will also include a diagonal crosswalk known as a scramble. Reporting from Orange, I'm Julie Martirano, Chapman News.
The estimated completion date for the traffic is 11th, and construction hours are between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Well, game day traffic jams in Anaheim may finally be a thing of the past. Baseball fans can catch a ride aboard the Angels Express train to the stadium and avoid traffic and parking headaches. The Angels Express chugs into town starting this weekend for the preseason series against the Dodgers. According to the Orange County Transportation Authority, Metrolink trains will run from Nagel and Union Station in Los Angeles to the stadium. The OCTA has scheduled a pregame rally celebration on April 10th at the Irvine Metrolink station to kick off the season and commemorate the Angels Express line. Round-trip tickets cost only $7 for adults, and the train schedule can be found at octa.net/Angels Express.
The Crystal Cathedral is known for its glass-paned exterior and beautiful interior, but today it's in the news for a different reason. The Reverend Robert H. Schuller, who founded and built the Crystal Cathedral in 1980 to broadcast his ministry on television, has died at the age of 88. In 2013, he was diagnosed with terminal esophageal cancer and died early Thursday at a care center in Artesia. Schuller began preaching in 1955 from a drive-in theater's concession stand roof, and 6 decades later, that has led to a highly followed organization. After Schuller filed for bankruptcy in 2010, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Orange bought the cathedral for $53.6 million, beating out bids from 3 other groups. The diocese is redeveloping the site and plans to open the new cathedral in 2017.
The death of the grandson of oil tycoon J. Paul Getty remains a mystery. Andrew Getty died on Tuesday afternoon at his Hollywood Hills home. The 47-year-old man was found dead by his former girlfriend outside his bathroom with blood coming from his rectal area. Getty was recently having stomach issues and had a doctor's appointment scheduled for Wednesday. Police list the cause of death as either natural or accidental. A hearing was scheduled for next week, as reports have shown that Getty had recently filed a restraining order against his former girlfriend, who was the one who found him dead. Toxicology tests will be completed in the next few weeks.
The body of Cal soccer player Aloha Vasquez was found in Los Angeles Monday after he was hit by a car on Interstate 10. Vasquez was reported at a fraternity party at USC. Friends say the 19:30 a.m. to go out for a walk, but never returned. Officials believe he was struck around 2:30 a.m. while running across the freeway. Vasquez had no identification on him when he was pronounced dead at the hospital. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office will perform a toxicology report in the next few weeks.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Joni Mitchell is still in the hospital after fainting earlier this week. Paramedics responded to a 911 call from the singer's home in Bel Air. Mitchell was then rushed to a Los Angeles hospital. The 71-year-old was moved out of the intensive care unit, but is still undergoing tests. Mitchell is best known for iconic folk-style music from the 1970s during a time when the music business had few female stars. Mitchell's spokesperson tweeted that the singer is awake and in good spirits, but no word yet on when she will be released. And coming up after the break, promoting campus pride, we'll take you to Woodbridge High, where students show their school spirit in a fun and creative way.
If they cannot pay, we take the hit. We still treat the kid regardless.
And a local organization looks to make a difference one smile at a time.
And it's 81 degrees right now in Orange. It'll only get warmer today, but then it'll cool off later this week. All that and more on Chapman News.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
The Western White hit the market this week at the steep price of $75 million. Retired Allergan CEO Gavin Herbert is selling the San Clemente estate after nearly 35 years of ownership. Nicknamed La Casa Pacifica, the home was previously owned by President Nixon, who bought the estate in 1969 for $1.5 million. It was here that Nixon hosted family, friends, and world leaders. The Spanish colonial home sits on 5.5 acres with 15,000 square feet of living space, including a 9,000 square foot main residence, 2-bedroom guest houses, multiple staff residences, and 450 feet of oceanfront real estate.
Thursday's farmer market in downtown Anaheim is always special, but this week it was extra special. An Easter celebration was held as part of the Anaheim Farmers Market and Craft Fair. Festivities and musical performances brought families out to celebrate Easter weekend early. Kids were able to ride the miniature train, do crafts, and even get a free picture with the Easter Bunny.
It's fun because this has always been a family-oriented event, but on a day like today, it's really neat to see not just kids coming with their families and their parents, but actually schools are bringing the kids down so that they can see the farmers market live in action and also have a lot of fun with events that are just geared towards the kids.
The Anaheim Farmers Market takes place every week from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., where they sell local food and products located at the intersection Center Street Promenade and Lemon.
For many low-income families, maintaining proper oral hygiene is not a top priority, but tooth decay is the most common chronic childhood disease in the nation. I was able to check out one local organization that is on a mission to change that. Healthy Smiles for Kids of Orange County is bringing oral health education and treatment to local families in need.
If we did not exist here, there would be so many children in Orange County with dental pain.
Pediatric dentist Geraldine Ruiz grew up in rural El Salvador and knows firsthand how poor oral health care can affect young children.
Open for me and bite down.
Working with families who may not have insurance, Healthy Smiles offers a sliding scale system of payment that allows patients to pay only what they can afford.
If they cannot pay, we take the hit. We still treat the kid regardless.
Hamie Peters, a mother of 2, takes her kids to the Healthy Smiles clinic because of the relaxed environment and educational approach.
Everything they do to try to help us families that want to keep our kids with a good, dental hygiene. Not only that, the education they're giving the kids too.
We don't want to be eating candy all the time, okay?
They take care of my teeth, they clean my teeth, and a lot more.
One of the hardest parts about getting children from low-income families to the dentist's office regularly is transportation. That's why Healthy Smiles started using these mobile vans to bring dentists and hygienists straight to communities and schools in need. With help from the 2 Smile mobile vans, Healthy Smiles for Kids is able to see up to 200 kids each day. And in the 12 years since they've been founded, the organization has served more than 281,000 children in the Orange County area in need of dental care. In the past 10 years, the average age of patients to the Healthy Smile Clinic has dropped from 6 to 2 years old. The CEO of Healthy Smiles says they've made some good progress, but have a long way to go.
Fresh and Easy is closing about 50 stores nationwide, including 30 in Southern California by the end of today. In a YouTube video announcing the decision, CEO Jim Keyes said that the 50 stores truly are better suited to a different type of retail. The grocery operator has experienced hardship before, like when they filed for bankruptcy during the recession and had to temporarily close stores. Now the stores have new owners and are trying to find what works best. They have struggled, especially in the Southern California market.
2 new pizza restaurants, 1 circle. Pizza Press and Blaze Pizza. Both offer innovative, handcrafted, personal artisan pizzas, but they soon will be competing for business in the same small town. Pizza Press just opened its 4th location last weekend in Old Town Orange. It focuses not only on fresh pizza, but locally crafted draft beer. Blaze Pizza, a multi-location franchise, will open this summer just 1 block down the street. It offers build-your-own pies from oven to plate in 180 seconds or less. Both bring serious flavor to the table, but with Zito's just across the street, the Orange community will have to decide which pie shop will prevail.
The Anaheim Police Department K-9 unit said goodbye to one of its most valuable members, Cisco. The 8-year-old German Shepherd officially retired after 7 years of service. Among its accomplishments, the narcotics and apprehension dog found 420 pounds of marijuana, 57 kilograms of cocaine, 170 grams of heroin, and nearly $4.2 million in drug-related money. The city council officially turned over ownership to his handler, who is now training a 2-year-old puppy, Ivan. The new pup will soon take Cisco's place on the force. And students at a local high school are banding together to celebrate their differences in a pretty visual way.
Harper White reports from Irvine.
Woodbridge High School is known for having a cohesive student body and a lot of school spirit. To share their love of their school with the community, students decided to take part in a school-wide Lipdub video. Everybody had high hopes for this project, but little did they know that their video was about to go viral. The video featured all 2,500 students, as well as faculty members, dancing to Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, and it became very popular on the internet.
When we sent it out to the community, we had this reaction that we were unprepared for, that people really thought it represented what was great about Woodbridge High School and being well-rounded, having something that you're passionate about. All of those things are celebrated in the video because we celebrate them at Woodbridge.
Junior Dan Lesser was involved in the planning and is proud of the outcome.
We just went in full force, got the equipment, got this drone, planned it out, let everybody know, and then having like 3,000 students, 2,500 students, all in this one video representing our school. And it's a tradition we started and we intend to keep it.
The purpose of the video was to bring the students closer to each other, and it did just that.
The message of the video is just that as warriors, we're all together, we're unified, and we really want people to know that we're all here for each other and we're all supporting each other. And that's today, that's tomorrow, and that's going to be 10 years when we all have graduated as well.
The school spirit at Woodbridge is at an all-time high, and we don't think the excitement will be dying down anytime soon. From Woodbridge High School, I'm Harper White, Chapman News.
All right, thanks, Harper. Chapman continues to expand by adding a new pharmacy school that will have a home at the Harry and Diane Rinker Health Science campus located in Irvine.
We're very excited to have the founding dean of the pharmacy school, Ron Jordan, with us. Thank you so much for being here, Ron.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And first off, congratulations about being accredited back in February. That must be a sigh of relief for you.
Well, it took a while to get it done, but we have an excellent team, and Chapman has made a tremendous commitment to the school, so we're really proud of it.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Chapman?
Well, I've done a number of startup businesses in healthcare, mainly in pharmacy and health informatics. And in those startups, I had a great opportunity in a number of cases to raise money and make some things happen. My school of pharmacy that I graduated from in Rhode Island asked me to come back and help them build the building and develop their program further. So I did that for about 7 years. And then Chapman started talking to me about coming out to beautiful Southern California, and I thought it was a great idea, and so did my wife, and here we are.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program and what it will entail for the students enrolled?
Well, we're developing a unique program. It's an accelerated program. Traditional pharmacy schools take 4 academic years to complete for a Doctor of Pharmacy program. We're accelerating it by giving students the exact same number of weeks and semesters, but we're doing it in trimesters year-round, so that students will finish in under 3 years, basically, their Doctor of Pharmacy degree. We're also offering a pre-pharmacy program so students can come to the Orange campus and do 2 traditional academic years to complete their prerequisites for the program. And so they can basically go right through and get out with a doctoral degree in under 4 years.
Oh, it sounds like you guys have a lot to offer. When will the first classes be offered for students?
We're offering in September. The Doctor of Pharmacy program opens up in Irvine with our first class that we expect to admit 60 students to.
How is this pharmacy program different from other programs in the area or in the nation even?
Well, Chapman has worked with me to develop a school that has a strong science base. We have a great research investment being made down there, and we've attracted some tremendous researchers. We already have funded research to the tune of about $3 million going on, which is highly unusual for a new school. We're also focusing on team training, getting pharmacists ready to go out and work on the healthcare team so that they're high-performing members of that team and they're making a difference in people's lives. And we've constructed the facility and the curriculum and the way that we're going to deliver it to do that in a very different way than most schools.
Well, thank you once again for joining us. I know we're both excited to see what the pharmacy school has to offer. They definitely have the right man at the helm. A recent change in the municipal code in Riverside is causing some residents to go a little nuts. The change set into place by City Councilman Mike Gardner legally permits residents to kill the eastern fox squirrel on their private property.
The majority of people that I have spoken to like the change in the code. There were some who were concerned that the city was going to try to wipe out the squirrel. That's not the intent at all. It's to let people try to control the population on their own property if they want to do that. The city won't be involved in this at all as the city. I think originally there was some misunderstanding. I was originally under the impression that it would be legal to poison the tree squirrels. It turns out that is not legal. The only legal method to take them in Riverside now will be by trapping.
Mr. Gardner reminds residents that the change does not apply to the native gray squirrel in Riverside, which is still protected under city code.
With record low snowfalls and estimates that California needs 11 trillion gallons of water to get out of the drought, Governor Jerry Brown has called for the state's first mandatory water restriction. Under the executive order, water usage across the state will be reduced by 25%. The order will create restrictions and monitor water usage affecting residents and places like gardens, campuses, and local businesses. With water wasters facing fines, conserving water is necessary to save the state and your wallet.
In the shower, I will turn the water off whenever I'm lathering. I used my phone at one point in time to time that, and I cut 5 minutes of water use.
Order also calls for the replacement of 50 million acres of lawns with drought-friendly plants, with monetary rewards offered to those who remove their lawns. No one knows when the drought will end. Could be a year, could be a generation from now. As Leah Freeman reports from Northern California, a new process is emerging in an effort to save water.
No end in sight for the California drought as the state goes into its 4th year of water shortage, one of the most severe droughts on record. A University of California study reports that 84% of California's water is used for agriculture, including irrigation and livestock.
Water conservation is something we all should be aware of all the time.
Especially seeing the effects after just 1 year. California went from 22% exceptional drought in March 2014 to 40% today, nearly doubling the severity. With that come water conservation rules, including restrictions like water usage at home and outdoor irrigation.
My lawn's dead. A lot of my neighbors are.
Homeowners aren't the only ones affected by the drought. Winemakers are also feeling the stress. Wente Vineyards has just begun experimenting with drought-resistant plants. It will take up to 4 years for full quality fruit, and even then, no guaranteed success.
There's a lot of unknowns at this point, but it's certainly we're willing to do it.
The Northern California winery has 9 acres of various drought-resistant rootstocks. That's more than 3,000 plants.
We're all kind of in agreement on board. Hey, we need to be on the cutting edge of the technologies, in this case, the rootstock technologies, and see where it leads us.
That technology genetically modifies the roots to grow downward up to 6 feet in search of natural soil water. This compared to
Non-drought typically would stay, they could be as shallow as 18 inches and then it start spreading out.
For Wente Vineyards, it's about the long-term approach. The drought may have little impact on their wine production this year, but they're being proactive for the future. As they say in the wine world,
good healthy vines make good healthy wines.
Reporting from Livermore, Leah Freeman, Chapman News.
Well, Alec, you know the old saying, April showers bring May flowers. I just hope that some rain comes soon to Southern California.
Mallory, I've heard that saying, but with Southern California, I have no idea what the weather brings. But I know someone who does. Lauren Nowicki, can you tell me if I need to dust off my umbrella this weekend?
Definitely not this weekend. It'll be really warm. Right now it's 81 degrees here in Orange. It'll only warm up today with some gusts of 25 miles per hour in Orange here. But it will cool down. Today in Orange County, it has 80 degrees from Westminster all the way down to Mission Viejo, as well as 75 degrees in Newport Beach and 73 in Laguna. A beautiful beach day with some nice offshore winds. And here for all of Southern California, temperatures from low 70s to higher in the 80s, 77 in Santa Barbara, as well as 57 over in Big Bear. And for the 5-day forecast for the city of Orange, again, really warm and windy today, up to 88 degrees, and it'll get down to below average temperatures this Monday and Tuesday, 68 degrees and 70 degrees, with a chance of those April showers. And for any of you guys who have Easter plans in Irvine Park here in Orange, it'll be 64 degrees at 10 a.m. for their Easter egg hunt. Tustin Sports Park, a little bit cooler at 9 a.m., 60 degrees for theirs. And 10 a.m. at Pretend City Children's Museum in Irvine, 63 degrees. So definitely bring a sweater. And while everybody's getting ready for their Easter egg toss, I'm going to toss it over to Leah Freeman with sports.
Up next, Chapman softball takes the field against Williams College. Plus, thousands flock to the City of Angels for the LA Marathon. We're at the finish line. And it's an invention that's getting a lot of buzz online with March Madness in full swing. You'll have to see it to believe it. I'll explain next in sports.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us
to change the odds for our generation.
for the ones we love, for our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
And we're back. It's that time of the week again. Time for the best campus sports show. I'm Leah Freeman, and here's a look at this week in sports. Coming off of a pair of losses to number 15 ranked Claremont Mud Scripps, Chapman softball looking for a victory. They hosted Williams College in a doubleheader Tuesday afternoon. Panthers warming up, set to face their non-conference opponent from the East Coast. Chapman got on the board first on this RBI bunt single by Taylor Cartwright, scoring Selah Kahrmann. The Williams bat proved to be too strong, though, as they scored 7 runs on 8 hits to beat Chapman 7-5 in Game 1. Those bats went quiet in the second game as Natalie Bow threw a complete game for Chapman, giving up just 1 run on the single. Down the right field by Brenna Martinez in the 6th inning, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th, the Chapman offense finally came alive. Kristen Weiser with a walk-off double to left center, giving Chapman the 2-1 victory, earning them a split on the day. Chapman's record is now 8-11 on the season. They play 2 against Whittier tomorrow. People came from around the globe last month to lace up their running shoes and traverse across Los Angeles in the LA Marathon. Logan Bierman was at the finish line and has our report.
The 30th edition of the A6 LA Marathon took place on Sunday, and the story wasn't about the near record of participants that showed up. It was about another record that was broken.
This one's really hot. One of the hottest I've ever been. Especially when it started, it was like already in the 70s or something.
The last 6 miles were really tough. The heat, you started feeling the heat in the last 6 miles. So for the people behind me, it's going to be kind of tough.
Because of the heat, the race was moved up 30 minutes to 6:55 a.m. Temperatures had already reached 75 degrees at the start time, and by the finish, it reached a record 87 degrees. Now here's a look at the Stadium to Sea course, which started at Dodger Stadium and took runners on a tour of Los Angeles past every major landmark, ending at the Santa Monica Pier.
This one's actually the funnest one that I've done.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole way people are cheering.
Over 22,000 finishers used those cheers to help them qualify for what's coming up next.
In order to qualify for the Boston Marathon, which will take place about a month from today, these runners finishing up behind me will have to finish 1 minute and 2 seconds below the standard qualifying time for their age group. Let's hope this heat didn't slow them down today. In Santa Monica, I'm Logan Bierman, Chapman News.
Thanks, Logan. A pair of Kenyans won the men's and women's elite fields. The fastest time was reported by men's champion Daniel Lino, finishing with a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 36 seconds. The Sacramento Kings made history this week when they announced the signing of Bhullar. Standing at a mere 7'5" and weighing in at 360 pounds, Bhullar will be the first player to be of Indian descent in the NBA. Bhullar, who was previously playing in the D-League, agreed to a 10-day contract with the Kings, giving him 8 games to prove his worth to the organization. Kings owner Vivek Ranadive, who is also of Indian descent, hopes that Bhullar will be the first of many to emerge from India in the NBA. Before we go, a Kentucky couple may want to get a patent on their new creation. Check out this invention created by a couple of University of Kentucky fans. It's called the Wiper Dunk, and it attaches to a vehicle's back windshield wiper. Andrew and Amanda Sommer posted a video of the Wiper Dunk online, and it went viral. They say they've gotten several requests from people wanting their own, but the Sommers say they want to develop the invention a little more before putting it on the market. Kentucky faces off against Wisconsin in the NCAA Final Four tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to the Best Campus Sports Show. We'll be back with entertainment in just 60 seconds.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
So, Alec, I don't know if you've seen any movies lately, but I heard that a movie that just hit the theaters was actually directed by a Chapman alum.
You know, I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen the billboard that's covering the parking structure. I don't know much about the movie. I know about the billboard, but Selah, can you fill us in on what the movie entails?
Yes, I can. Thanks, guys. That's right. The Barber opened in theaters last Friday. This is exciting for Dodge College's new production company, Chapman Filmed Entertainment. It's their first full-length feature to hit the silver screens here in Orange and in 11 other cities. The film starring Scott Glenn was directed by a 2010 Chapman graduate and made its world premiere at the Busan Film Festival in South Korea last year. If you don't feel like heading out to the theaters to see it, you can watch the film on demand or on DVD. Chapman Film Entertainment is looking forward to their next project, beginning production this summer. Rock and roll is coming to Orange County. The growing brewery chain Rock and Brews is freebirding at the Buena Park this summer. Rock and Brews' most famous owners are KISS frontman Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Buena Park will be the 9th location for the restaurant, and they plan on making this their best location to date. In addition to food and beer, the new location will also feature outside lounging areas, a professional beach volleyball court, and a play area for kids. Whip out that cosplay costume. WonderCon will be at the Anaheim Convention Center today until Sunday. But the comic book convention is more than just comics these days. It will also feature guests from major networks, gaming companies, books, and movies. Events include panels, screenings, and costume making. This is the 3rd year the convention has been hosted in Anaheim. It started in 1987 in San Francisco, and last year had 60,000 attendees. This year, they're expecting the biggest turnout yet. Calling all Scorsese's and Tarantino's, tonight is UPB's annual movie slam. Students from the business schools at the film school can bring in a short film of their own creation, and fellow students in the audience will decide whether it's worthy of one of the 3 cash prizes. So if you're a bio major but you've caught the directing bug, this is the event for you. First place will receive $500. So, Mallory and Alec, do you have what it takes to take home the grand prize?
Mallory, absolutely not. I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm with you there. I don't think I do either.
Anyways, log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram @Chapman News, and YouTube youtube.com/Chapman News.
Thank you once again for joining us today. I'm Alec Bochner.
And I'm Mallory Leonard. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.